pray to Lord, don't ever catch me. Just one like an 80s carry. Just one like an
Sounds
80s
good. I
baby.
like
Is
that.
it classy? Is it ashy?
That's probably
I
solo
just
right
wonder
there.
what the
Yeah.
ladies ask me.
Uncut,
Pray to
unheard.
Lord, don't ever
Oh, it will
catch
be
me.
once we
Just
drop this.
one like an 80s carry. Just one like an 80s brandy. Just one like an 80s carry.
Good little beat, huh?
Yeah, that sounds tough right
Just
there.
one not a proof missing. Under pressure, let the truth get 'em. Bang, bang, let the truth.
That's enough giving away.
The sneaks.
That's a Sneaks View right there. All right, man. Welcome back, Sneaks View. New episode, new year. And who I got with me?
Casper Wrangle with 509 Lifestyle Car Club.
Nice, nice. Let's see if I remember this real quick. All right, so we just kind of jump in real quick, kind of recover back from the following. What was it, like 2, 3, 4 years ago?
3, 4, yeah, somewhere around there.
Shit, that time just flies, man. Just kind of doing things left and right.
Oh yeah.
All right, so first question, low riding. When you were a kid, right? When was the first? I feel like it's echoing.
Not to me.
No? Okay.
Not on mine.
Sounds good on your end?
You can come listen to it real quick if you want.
Nah, that's all good.
I
We'll
think
keep.
it does.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think it's good?
I think it sounds all right.
Good. Then let's keep pushing. My bad. All right. What were you in when you first decided low riding was for you? What car were you in? Who was driving? And most of all, what song was playing?
You know, I was a kid when I started low riding. Some of my earliest memories are with that low riding, and I remember my dad had a dark green '64, and I used to love rolling around with him in that car, and that's my earliest memories of rolling lowriders and stuff. And we'd be driving down 6th Street and Nob Hill. You know, the front was so locked up you couldn't even see the road. You know, and the song that always was in my head is "Still Dre." You know,
Oh, shoot.
that was I was the DJ. I had all the CDs mixing, and I probably shouldn't have been listening to that at that age, but we were rolling, you know.
DJ Casper in the house.
Yeah, but you know, those were some good memories, and I felt like that's what started all of it for me, you know.
That was the key thing. That's what motivated you to be like, I want to low ride. This is what I want to do.
Yep.
Okay. So, 509 Lifestyle. That's
Yeah.
what you're in right now.
Yep.
All right. And you've been with them for a while?
Yeah, me and Tone and Jesse and my dad and a couple other cats started it probably 8, 9 years ago now, and it's just try to keep it family oriented, no dues, just we meet up, cruise nights, we link up for the car shows, roll the plaque, represent with our shirts, and keep it more of a homies type of chill than stricter car club type of deal, you know?
So you said roll plaques.
Yeah.
So, question. What is a new member trying to get into your club? What do they got to do to earn that plaque?
I feel like you just got to show that you love it as much as we love it, because we're putting so much money into our cars that I felt like I want somebody who's rolling our plaque to be just as dedicated and just as willing to spend money as we are, you know? And it's once you get the plaque, you're family, you know? If you sell that car and you start working on another one, it ain't no big deal. You're there. You're the homie already, you know? And I feel like there is a spot to say, oh, you need to earn it, but then there's a spot to say it's family over everything and that type of stuff.
See, that's a good thing to hear. So once they get the plaque, it not only is, to me, what I'm hearing is it's a dedication, right? Showing that they got your back. So them showing you they got your back, you're showing we got your back too.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. So then that leads me into my next question. Check this out. So you guys are all rolling and someone breaks down. What's the what's the formula or what's the plan? Do you leave them hanging and say, you know what, figure it out, we'll come back for you, or do you guys pull over, help each other out? What happens?
And I felt like it's no one leaves. You know what I mean? At least me, if I can get in there and help, I'm gonna do what I can. Whether I got parts sitting at the house, or I can drive them to the auto parts store, or go pick up some tools, or do something. But I couldn't just leave them just sitting there with no way to get the car home, because I know at the end of the day, I'm not leaving my car parked on the Ave overnight waiting for to fix it in the morning or something. It's you know, the lowrider deal. You have to get it home that night, whether it's midnight or 2, 3 in the morning. That car's getting home.
One way or the other.
Yeah,
So that's you. What about the rest of the club? They're gonna do the same thing as you? Same mentality?
I would hope that's what the plaque's for. You know, that's what we represent. Um, but realistically, I'm all the guys that we do roll with. I do see them doing that. You know, and if I didn't, it's kind of like, should they be in the club if they're not even gonna help give that hand? You know.
Make that effort. I like that, man. I like that. So, quick question. You find another car, because I already know you found another car,
Yeah.
right? I already know you. The 65 is you got the 64, and then now you got, what'd you pick
The
up?
51 Chevy Deluxe.
Okay. So, I'll give you an example. Like, when you find a new car and you make a decision what you're going to keep, what you're going to get rid of, what stays original, what you're going to modify. So, for me, when I had bought the 71 Monty, I decided to pull out the dash, modify it, put a shitload of TV screens in there, put it in there, looked at it, slapped the shit out of myself, and pulled that dash the fuck back out, because I was like, that shit looked retarded.
Yeah.
And, and then, so then I went back. Luckily I had a parts car, got the other dash, kept it original as possible. The only thing is I modified where the heater was at and put a double dent in there. So
Okay.
so I did a little bit of modification, but I kept it, most of it original.
As much as you could.
hmm So moving forward, it was more of like, for me, it was more of, okay, I wanted to make my car fancy where people would be like, okay, you know, that's a sick ass ride.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I was like, man, that was aggressive. That was a lot of shit. So how do you determine what you're gonna do to your car?
I feel like it's car by car, you know, because the amount of effort and money I've put into my 65 is just, I've always told myself I'm going to do one car that is like the dream I've always had, you know. But when it comes to cars, I've had a lot of dreams too, you know what I mean? But that 65 was I've been watching cars online, cars at car shows, and seeing all their engraving and seeing all the paint, murals, nice interiors, and just, it was in my head like, man, I got to get to that point. You know, that's the overall goal. But now that I'm working on like that 51, I see pictures of cars online and they're just clean, OG, all the accessories, simple, one color paints, sitting on 13 skirts and visors, and I'm just like, yeah, that's the look for that car. You know what I mean? I feel like every car's body and everything has its own look, and the 64, it's got to be on switches, chrome undercarriage, clean engine bay. I don't want to do no engraving. That car gets any engraving, it's going to be the leftovers from the 65 and the 53, you know what I mean? But because we and my dad were just talking about it, and I already got half the engine in that 64 engraved now, because we're always swapping in parts out of our cars, and it's like, I don't want to sell any of it. So I got so many cars, I don't need to sell it. I'll just throw it on my other one. So that one's kind of like chrome, a little bit of engraving, but the 51 is just going to be accessories. The interior's already clean. I don't plan on redoing it. I'll probably paint the dash and, you know, just some paint work on the inside. But as for carpet and all that, it's all brand new in there. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna roll with that. You know.
I like that. So based on every car, right? Each one has its own personality.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So on your 65, what is the one thing you did that you're so proud of? Because I will tell you, uh, your 65 is clean.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
really clean, and it's. I think it's one of the cleanest cars out here. You got other cars you got to compete with, right? But I mean, your car is. When people talk about cars, it's your car's up there.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
So with that being said, what sticks out? Like, what is one of the main things that you did to that car where you were like, no matter how much engraving I have, no matter how much chrome I have, no matter what, this is the most that I appreciate of the car the most.
You know, like at a sentimental value, I would say the mirror on my trunk. You know, because I got that a long time ago from a guy that was like family to me. You know, and he was Rude Art, and I remember when we did that trunk. I was young, you know. We went upstairs and we're like, "What do you want? What kind of stuff do you want on the trunk?" And you know, I was a kid. I was just joking with him, like, "Oh, I want girls, money, clowns. I wanted to have the front end of the car. I wanted to have my three wheeler. I wanted to have uh, the lowrider Cholo. I want to say 509. I want all. I want everything, you know." And he was like, all right. Be realistic about it. What do you really want, you know?" And we came down onto the bike, the front end, and there was gonna be like two girls on it, and that's what we were like agreed on, and whatever the price was and everything. And man, he called me a couple months later, and I went to go look at that, and the first impression was this guy did everything that I said to it. You know what I mean? And you know, he's gone now. Rest in peace to the homie, but that memory, I'll always remember him from that. You know what I mean? And even after that, we always talked. And he used to work at Tone Shop, and we were always um, hanging out. And you know, he became like a car club member to us. You know, but like family most. You know.
That I was gonna tell you, that's a big ass trunk. That's why he was able to fit all that in
Yeah.
there. He probably could have fit more, but his arm probably got tired of
Yeah. He was
the
like,
spray.
no, that's enough.
It's like I did enough for this guy. All right. Uh, next question. So we've all been on the scene, right? Low riding. We've been out there, and this question, I guess, is something that I mean, everyone has their own clarification on it. How does someone's opinion carry weight? How does someone get validation for themselves to be able to make comments on, well, you know what, I don't think Casper's a low rider, or he's a real low rider guy, or he bought his car, or he hasn't touched his car. Like what makes that person's opinion value? Like how does he get that credit to be the one to be able to even say that?
You know, to me, I'm like, if you ain't buying anything on my car, or you ain't doing nothing to the car, or you ain't, your opinion to me is kind of like out the door, you know? But for me, I'm the type of guy that's gonna be like, I love to see, like, I remember as a kid seeing your money sitting, you know? And like, damn, August, you never gonna do anything with that, you know? But I knew you would one day, and now look at it. You know what I mean? You're out there rolling and stuff. But I feel like it's always, you have to stay positive when you're commenting on other people's stuff. I'm not like the real homies. I'll be like, bro, I don't know about that. But you know, just in general, if I don't know you like that, I'm not gonna be like, nah, bro, you picked an ugly ass color for that car. You know, I felt like that's just common courtesy, bro. Like, if I ain't got nothing nice to say, I ain't gonna say it. You know what I mean? And I felt like, as for somebody saying, "Oh, that guy's not a lowrider. This guy's not a lowrider," I know guys who love lowriders who've never owned a car in their life. You know, and but they appreciate the culture. They appreciate the time and energy these guys are putting into their cars, and so and they go to every car show. There's some guys with no cars, you see them at every show just because they love the culture. And it's like, if for them to be like, oh yeah, I love that stuff, and no, you don't own one. Well, that's their opinion. Who cares what someone else has to say about it? And that's just how I feel it is.
No, no. For me, I don't know, because you hear so much, right? You're around so many people, and then you kind of hear, oh well, you didn't even touch your car, or you bought it built, or whatever, so you're not even a real lowrider. But I always feel that other people build these cars beforehand. They sell them, they pocket that money, and then they go out and they buy the one car that they want. Right? I've
Yeah.
seen that over the time. So, I mean, for me, you still putting in the work.
And even if you're not putting in the work, I feel like if you have to pay somebody to, some people are not mechanically inclined to swap a carburetor out or something, and you might have to go take it to somebody and get a carburetor swap. And maybe the radiator got a hole in it, and you don't have time to switch it, so you pay someone to put the radiator in it, and then maybe you don't know how to paint, so you pay someone to paint it, and then but then you're the one putting all the money out. You're the one buying the expensive carburetor and the all aluminum radiator, and you're picking the color, and so does that make the car not yours, or does that make you not the person building the car? You know what I mean? So whose
Yeah.
is it? Who's building it if three different guys just touched it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
It's like that one song, Kanye West, wasn't it? Where that you got fake hair, but you paid for it, so it's yours.
yeah.
So it's the same shit, man. Yeah, that's one of the things I never really understood, and I don't, I've been around a lot longer, and like you said, right, my car sat for a long time, but a lot of it was, you have priorities, you have things you have to take care of, there's
Yeah.
other things you got to do, so it's more of, what's important at that time.
Yeah.
And so, but when I started coming back into it, and I feel like there's places where you advanced over me where I didn't know shit. And like, I'll give you a prime example. And this is why I think this is something that I think is lost in the culture, helping other people,
Yeah.
And so, for example, you were like, I polished these aluminum lines, got them looking like chrome. When
Yeah.
over there, you showed me, man, Price will tell you, I've been getting aluminum pieces, just practicing about the buffer shine. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, it looks like chrome. And it's not like big pieces, just little pieces that, is it worth sending in to get chrome when I can just polish that up and just put it right there and call it good?
Yeah, and it ain't. Polish it.
Yeah. But the thing is I probably would have not got there if you would have not brought that up and then
Yeah.
said, come over, hey, show me
No.
right. And there's a how old are you, if you're okay with disclosing?
31.
So 31, 47. So I had a youngster tell me how to do something for lowriding. And I think that's key because, for one, there's no ego, right?
Yeah.
There's no ego. And the fact that you're helping is something that I think in lowriding that has been lost. That's the one key thing that I think has been lost. And very rare you see when people step up and say, hey,
Yeah, that whole aspect of it is like, I remember I was gonna pull the motor in my '65, and I was kind of like, man, do I call somebody? What do I do? And my uncle Willie kind of stepped up and was like, do it yourself. Why not? What's the worst that's gonna happen? So I was kind of hesitant, but I got in there, started tearing pieces off of it, went and got a cherry picker and pulled it out, and it's just I'm not gonna say I did it all by myself because my dad stepped in and he was helping, and he's learning too. My uncle Willie, if I have a question, I call him, and he always tells me it's either the car or you, and then you're laying there. Sometimes you're laying there under the car and you're just like, what am I gonna do? Just not take that bolt out? It has to come out somehow. So you just keep trying at it, and I felt like if he would never push me that time, it would have. Sometimes you need that budge, that push to say, well, why can't you do it? Why can they do it and you can't?
Yeah.
It's like you understand it. It's just you got to get in there and get it done, you know. And
That's some exhaust right there on the chair.
yeah, and that's I feel like that's a big step into the car game is saying stuff like that, motivating people to actually do what they don't think they can do, you know, or what they don't understand the concept. Because even how you said the aluminum, I still play with it. I still, you know, sometimes it don't come out as shiny as I want, so maybe I'll go try a different bar, or, you know, it's just I'll be buying this stuff at Harbor Freight just to try it out, like, you know, stainless, and they have the aluminum stuff, and stainless is a little bit trickier to polish, but the aluminum usually comes out pretty nice.
No, I'll tell you what it has been. But I like how you say you motivate people. Uh, like Robert Munoz. That guy, I tell you, every time I hit him up for something, he's like, well, I can talk you through it, kind of give you an idea or
Yeah,
lead you down that path, and then figure it out. Uh, like for example, when I did my hydros on the Monty, uh, one of my solenoids kept catching on fire,
yeah,
and I couldn't figure out what did I do wrong. I remember I watched a YouTube video, broke it all down. Robert was like, checking between the little fittings, are they tight? And I go, no, they're loose. He goes, there's your problem. That's why you keep burning them. And I'm like, damn, that's cool. Because before I used to find someone, but like, hey, help me out. Hey, can you help me with this? Now it's more of a, I got you. This is what it
yeah,
is, or do this, and that's like the key thing: helping, motivating someone, and kind of letting them know you can do it.
yeah. And
So,
that's sometimes that's all you need, that word of advice, you know, because sometimes you know you're doing it right, but it feels good just to get that confirmation that you're doing it right, you know.
and then it's like, so for example, like right now we're building a T-top cutlass for price
Yeah,
79, and half that shit that I learned back here was like to get me in here, and we've got a lot done on that car. And what's crazy about it is just what I learned when people are like, "Oh yeah, you can do that," or "Here, let me show you how to do this or do that."
yeah,
And so I was like, "All right, cool." So it worked out pretty good. I mean, in the long run, right? Because now I'm giving that knowledge to him,
yeah.
right? And then the whole because he's got a buddy that's got a cutlass, and I'm waiting to see if I'm gonna throw his name out there, Dario. Dario's gonna rock and roll with that or not, and
Yeah.
see if he's gonna rock it. We dropped off a sander to him the other day, so I'm gonna be like, "Let's see, dude. Let's see you get to work."
Sometimes you just gotta give that little nudge, you know, and because I felt like I was born into it, so I never really needed that nudge because it was just around me my whole life. But the only time it was never really a question if I wanted to build a car. It was like, when was I gonna build a car, you know? And and I've always known that since I was a kid. When I was doing the bikes, it was like, yeah, when I'm done with this bike stuff, it's on to the cars, you know. And I had that 65 just sitting waiting for me, so I was like, all right, well, so, you know, but I do understand it does. So some people need that little nudge to,
Push
and
them
maybe
forward.
it's that's why I always tell people I love taking my cars to like the hot rodder shows or the import guy shows, because there might be that one or two kid that walk by, and that's what's gonna motivate them. That's what they're like. No, that's what I like, you know. But if the lowriders ain't there, then it's like, you know, it becomes a dying breed, because they're like, that's a hot rod show or that's an import show. And at the end of the day, to me, I'm just like, if I can motivate one person and people admire the car, even if they're not motivated by it, they walk by it and they're admiring it. It's just, that's the whole name of that game, you know.
That's like you said, it's a dying breed. I always go back to Bill Wallace. He said, in your club, if the youngest person is in their late 30s, that club's on its way out.
Yeah,
And so would you say 31?
31.
So in your club, will you be the youngest one?
As of right now, you know, I felt like the next one up would be like Peanut, you
Hmm.
know.
Tone's son.
Jones boy, he's been there since a little kid, you know, and I know he loves that shit too. So it's kind of like, hopefully he steps up and
Takes
takes
over.
that youngest the youngest, because I've been the youngest in the car clubs for a long time, and I would love to see somebody else take that.
Take that leadership role and just roll it, huh?
Yeah.
You remember who Peanut was, right?
Yeah,
The one with Al Camino?
popping that
He was popping it.
shit.
That fool was on the Ave just killing it.
Hell yeah,
Go ahead.
that's in his blood. That it's like he's like I was. He
That's
grew
the
up
shit I
around
like
it,
to see,
with his
I see
dad.
the younger cats, jumping in and shit. That's the shit I like.
Yeah.
Seeing bear stuff.
Oh yeah,
Dropping that bitch off the trailer, like knowing that, I'm like,
Yeah,
that's that shit, bro.
we went to go shoot a music video for the song that he's got with Dario. The one that well,
Yeah,
I
the
had
one
him. The one. No, not that one. There's another one. I'll play
Oh,
it here
okay.
at the end
Okay.
when we fade out.
Yeah.
But that he's. I don't even know how old was he.
He's young.
So he was dropping the trail, like dropping a 51 bomb, that blue one,
Yeah.
like rolling on the trailer, rolling it out. At my age, I wouldn't be doing that shit. My
Nah.
dad be like, "Stay the fuck over there.
Yeah. You're gonna mess my car up.
You ain't touching this shit."
Yeah.
But that kid was up in there like pop, like it,
Hell yeah, bro. That's what it's about. Is teaching that next generation not to be scared to do it.
Yeah. Shit, that's tight. So, all right, I got some fun rapid questions for you real quick,
All right.
and then we'll call it a day. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Chrome or gold wire wheels?
Chrome.
Okay. 13s or 14s?
13s.
Gotta be 13s.
Gotta be 13s.
Stereo system in your car. Do you go cassette, 8-track, Bluetooth, hidden receiver? How you doing it?
I have the 65 has the Bluetooth, but it looks like the vintage radio in there.
Okay.
So
What
that's
about
the way I like it.
what about the 64?
Man, that thing's still running cassettes.
What are you gonna do to the 51?
I'll probably go Bluetooth in that too. All of them are gonna go to Bluetooth, but uh, the 51 just is stock still. There's no aftermarket or anything in that. And then the 64 had the cassettes.
Okay. So you can get that Bluetooth cassette thing and put it in there.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you later.
Yeah. For the meantime, until you get the money right for the nice ones.
For the nice, yeah, because those I know which ones you're talking about. Those are expensive as fuck.
Oh yeah, we just put one in my dad's 53.
Yeah.
And,
They're
but
nice though.
It looks bad though.
Yeah, I've seen them. They look fucking sick. But I mean, I know they're expensive, but I've seen them in a couple cars. I'm like, holy shit, that's Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I didn't even know, but it looks stock. It looks clean. I like that. So I know you do a lot of car shows, and say today was a day there's a car show, but there's also a cruise. What would you choose to do?
Are they at the same time?
You gotta pick one, man.
I'm doing the car show for sure, bro.
Okay, so car show it is.
Yeah.
I won't see you when we're cruising.
Yeah.
The last one, man. Bags or switches?
Switches.
Switches. You know what? And I just thought of another question, so not the last one.
Yeah.
You're cruising. Everyone has a certain song that they like to jam out to. And for me, Price kind of brought this up, is because I have a system in the money. So basically, I don't give a shit as long as it's got a solid bass line. It's got a solid bass line, that's what I'm rolling with. But I do jam out a lot to, I want to say DJ Quick. I bump Price solo, real supportive. God, I'm trying to think some 3-6 Mafia. There's some Cali Lifestyle. Because they got some hard-ass bass on that song, man. I'm telling you. What do you roll with?
Man, I love me some Zapp and Roger, some man SOS bands. You can never go wrong with some 90s rap. Anything that era of, like you were saying, DJ Quick, Snoop Dogg, some E40.
Oh yeah, E40.
Man, all that stuff. I was just bumping a song earlier that a new guy. His music's pretty sick. That Desi Hollow. You ever heard of
No,
him?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, he had some lowrider cuts. You know,
Oh, no
like
way.
the old school beats. You know, so I've been liking his stuff a lot. And like you said, whatever. A lot of that music's brings back my childhood. Rolling with my dad, some Sugar Hill Gang.
Oh shit, I forgot
You
all
know,
about that.
all that type of stuff, and that I always love that why you treat me so bad. You know,
Yeah.
man.
Why you treat me so
Yeah.
bad? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
You know,
about.
all that type of stuff. I feel like you can never go wrong with that type of music in the lowriders.
Hell yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, well, you know what? Since you were saying about that old school beat right that takes you back, I'm gonna play this one here real quick. That take you back?
Oh yeah.
This one's with Price Solo and Dario, right? Called Any Wonder. Check it out.
Tengo mil amores.
Some more sneak view right here.
No soy solo tú.
This is the video we're recording to.
Deja de tu orgullo. Peep gang, shorty. Complication from this love thing. Complication from this drug thing. You swear I'm
Cruise to that?
love
Yeah,
bag, still
like that right
still
there.
love letter.
Telling
Yeah,
you.
miss
That
fuck
old
with
school
love
beat.
better be where them
Telling you,
fast.
right?
That's
Just
cruising
hold me
music,
down. I
you
been a
know?
player, built better
Telling
than
you,
me.
dog.
Tell me, baby, why you fell for me.
All right,
You love to-
that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming out, man.
Oh yeah, but you already know.
You take the time, the effort, and I think it's stuff like this that makes a bigger impact for other people, right? See who? Actually, I do know who I got coming up next. I'm gonna be going out to Auburn, Switchman Inc.
Oh hell yeah.
So he'll
bro.
be the next one.
It's a
I got
OG
some
in the
questions set
game.
up for him. Yeah, oh yeah, OG fabricates his own stuff. I mean, I got some business questions for him too, and then see what happens after that. But all right, man, this sneaks view. We're gonna close up shop. Casper 509 Lifestyle out of Yakima, Washington. Peace.